and welcome to Asset Television News. Here are the stories making headlines this lovely day that we are tracking for you. I am Omike Matthew. Rivers State Assembly crisis gets messier as key actors remain adamant. Opposition against President Tinubu grows as more members join El-Rufai. Governor Doi Diri takes climate change campaign to Bangkok. All these and more coming up next. Do stay with us. And now the news in detail. The political crisis rocking Rivers State took a new dimension Monday as members of the State House of Assembly accused Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy Ngozi Udu of gross misconduct. The members raised the allegation in a notice sent to the Speaker, Martin Imahule. According to them, the action was in compliance with Section 188 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, and other extant laws. The lawmakers, loyal to former Governor Nyesom Wike, have been pushing for Fubara to present the 2025 state budget, which he has attempted to do but faced resistance from the Assembly. The impeachment notice submitted to the Speaker through the Clerk of the Assembly cites reckless and unconstitutional expenditure of public funds, among other allegations. This development follows weeks of tensions between the Governor and the Assembly, with Fubara facing criticism for his handling of state affairs and refusal to recognize the full Assembly. While some political figures have called for Fubara's resignation or impeachment, others, including the Ijaw National Congress, have warned against such actions, citing potential instability in the region. The All Progressives Congress and other opposition figures on Monday lampooned ex-Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar for leading a proposed coalition against President Bola Tinubu ahead of the 2027 polls. This comes as the plots to raise a formidable opposition against Tinubu's re-election continued to gain traction. El-Rufai defected to the Social Democratic Party from the APC last week, citing a growing misalignment between his values and the current direction of the ruling party as the primary reason for his decision. In an interview after his exit from the APC, the former governor called on Atiku, Labour Party's Peter Obi, ex-Rivers Governor Rotimi Amechi, ex-Minister Rauf Arigbeshola, and all the opposition leaders to join him in his new party. El-Rufai and Atiku have consistently emphasized the need for unity among opposition parties, noting that they are actively working to bring the opposition parties together in a coalition to oust the ruling party from power. The Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike has approved revocation of 4,794 land titles over non-payment of ground rent for more than 40 years. In the central area, Garki 1 and 2, Wuse 1 and 2, Asokoro, Maitama, and Wusape, a total of 8,375 property owners have not paid ground rent in the last 43 years. This was contained in a briefing by Federal Capital Territory Administration Director of Lands, Chijoke Nwankwoeze, in Abuja. According to the Director of Lands, FCTA made numerous publications in national newspapers and announcements on broadcast media since 2023, calling on defaulters to pay up all outstanding bills and ground rents, but the efforts yielded little response as several allottees failed to pay. He said payments of ground rents on landed properties in the FCT is founded on extant legislation clearly stipulated in the terms and conditions of grant of right of occupancy, and it is due for payment on the first day of January each year. Asset Television News, we're going for a quick break. When we return, we'll bring you more stories right here. Please do stay tuned. back to Asset Television News, and now the continuation of the stories. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doi Diri has again taken his campaign against environmental degradation and the impact of climate change on communities in the Niger Delta to the international arena. The Bayelsa governor on Monday advocated for the imposition of sanctions on polluters of the environment as well as compensate communities negatively affected by climate change in the region. Diri, who stated this while delivering a keynote address on the first day of a 4-day Median Deltas Unite Summit of the United Nations Convention on Conservation of River Deltas at the Asian Institute of Technology in Bangkok, Thailand, said there was need for joint action by the international community to protect the world's deltas due to climate-induced environmental changes. He stated that coastal communities in Bayelsa State and elsewhere in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria were increasingly threatened by coastal erosion, oil pollution, and environmental degradation. Diri, who is also chair of the UNCCRD Governors Committee, noted that the time to act was now in order to stem the devastating effects of climate change and a threat to the world's deltas. A high court in Lafia has begun hearing the case against 32-year-old singer Oluwa Timilehin Daniel Ajayi, accused of brutally murdering and dismembering National Youth Service Corps member Salome Adiedu. Presiding over the case, Justice Simon Aboki granted a motion by the prosecution to amend the defendant's name to his full identity. The Nasarawa State government, through Attorney General Hawa Samuel Jogo, has officially taken over the prosecution from the police. During Monday's proceedings, 3 witnesses testified, including the divisional police officer of Kareshi Police Station and the deceased uncle Adildu Samson. Under cross-examination, defense counsel Joseph Tuku Bisong questioned whether forensic investigations had been conducted to confirm the victim's identity. In response, Samson stated that he immediately recognized his niece's severed head when it was retrieved from a polythene bag. He added that the last finger and the toes of the deceased is a family trademark, which he also identified and confirmed that it was his niece's body. Justice Aboki adjourned the case to Tuesday for further hearing. Ajayi, popularly known as Timilehin Ajayi, was arrested on February 12 in connection with the crime. And now to the world of sports. 21 players are now in the Super Eagles Radisson Blue Hotel camp in Kigali ahead of Friday's 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Rwanda. 12 players reported for duty on the first day of camping on Monday. They were joined by 9 others on Tuesday morning. The new arrivals are Captain William Troost Ekong, Wilfred Indidi, Kelvin Bassi, and Ademola Lukman. Others are Alex Iwobi, Joe Aribo, Igo Obu, Bright Osai Samuel, and Ola Aino. 2 more players are still being expected in camp. The Super Eagles will have their first official training session later tonight. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi, the renowned football legend, will not participate in Argentina's upcoming World Cup qualifiers due to an injury. The 37-year-old forward returned to Inter Miami's starting lineup in their Major League Soccer victory over Atalanta United, but sustained an injury during Sunday's match. Argentina will now face Uruguay away and host Brazil in this round of qualifiers. Currently leading South America's 10-team qualifying group by 5 points over Uruguay, Argentina has 6 games remaining, with Brazil trailing by 7 points in 5th place. And with that sport news, we have come to the end of this edition of Asset Television News. You can like, subscribe, and follow us on all our social media platforms for more updates and programs. On behalf of the production team, I am Omike Matthew saying thanks for watching. See you next time.